Kamala Harris vice president choice narrows to Walz, Shapiro, sources say Washington, Reuters. Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris has narrowed her search for a vice presidential running mate to two finalists, Governors Tim Walz of Minnesota and Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. Three sources with knowledge of the matter said. Harris, the U.S. vice president, is expected to announce her selection by Tuesday, ahead of her first scheduled public appearance with her running mate that evening at Temple University in Philadelphia. In a message to supporters late on Monday, Harris said she had yet to make her decision. "I know many of you are eager to find out who I will be selecting to join me on the campaign trail, and hopefully in the White House as my vice president," she wrote. "Though I have not made my decision yet, it is important to me that grassroots supporters, like you, have direct updates about the state of the race," she said, offering voters a chance to sign up on a link to get news of the announcement first. The choice of a running mate is one of the most consequential decisions of Harris's political career, as she hastily pulls together a campaign to challenge Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump and U.S. Senator J.D. Vance, his vice presidential pick, in the November 5th election. Vance will also make a campaign stop in South Philadelphia on Tuesday. Shapiro, 51, is a rising star of the party with strong approval ratings in Pennsylvania, whose 19 electoral votes makes it a must-win state for both Harris and Trump. A former state attorney general, Shapiro would add to the ticket's historical significance. He would be the country's first Jewish vice president, while Harris is seeking to become the first Black and South Asian American woman elected U.S. president. Shapiro's strong support for Israel could alienate some progressive voters, though it could also appeal to moderate voters and defang Republican efforts to turn the Israel-Gaza war into a wedge issue for Democrats. Walz, 60, is a former U.S. Army National Guard member and a former teacher who has raised his profile in recent weeks as an effective advocate for Harris. He has attacked Trump and Vance as weird, a viral insult the Harris campaign has embraced. A former member of Congress from a Republican-leaning district, Walz has proven appeal to rural, white voters, though he has also championed progressive policies as governor, such as free school meals and expanded paid worker leave. While Minnesota is a solidly Democratic state, it is close to Wisconsin and Michigan, two crucial battlegrounds. Speculation had focused on 6 finalists for governors, a senator and a cabinet secretary in the Biden administration. All white men with a record of winning over rural, white, or independent voters. In addition to Shapiro and Walz, contenders included U.S. Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. The candidates will be informed on Monday night or Tuesday morning whether they were picked, sources told Reuters. The Harris campaign plans a social media announcement featuring the duo. Campaign officials familiar with the arrangements said Harris's search for a running mate began in earnest 2 weeks ago, shortly after President Joe Biden withdrew from the race and endorsed her to replace him. There was no immediate indication that Monday's market sell-off would have an impact on Harris's announcement timing. Trump, seeking to capitalize on the downturn, referred to the Kamala crash in a post on his social media site, Truth Social. Over the weekend, Harris met with her vetting team, including former Attorney General Eric Holder, whose law firm Covington and Burling LLP scrutinized the finances and background of potential running mates. Holder and his office made in-depth presentations on each of the finalists, according to multiple sources familiar with the process. Harris is weighing the decision with her husband, Doug Emhoff, brother-in-law Tony West, and a small circle of aides and advisors. The sources said. Several cities, 5-day Tuesday afternoon's rally will kick off a 5-day, multiple-city tour of battleground states likely to decide the election. Harris and her running mate will hit 6 cities: Philadelphia, Pennsylvania; Eau Claire, Wisconsin; Detroit, Michigan; Durham, North Carolina; Phoenix, Arizona; and Las Vegas, Nevada. They will hold rallies in each location along the tour, which will include college campuses, historically black universities, union halls, and restaurants, a campaign official said. Over the weekend, the Harris campaign launched a program to persuade Republican voters to support the Democrat and showcased endorsements from Republicans including former Trump White House officials, Stephanie Grisham and Olivia Troy. The program, called Republicans for Harris, will hold kickoff events in the battleground states of Arizona, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania on Monday. On Monday, Harris notched another union endorsement with the Hospitality Workers Union praising her as having a long-standing record of delivering for union workers.